Well then, everybody, welcome to the Game of Thrones Get Geek Review Show. It is the fifth episode. Before we start though, I just want to give a shout out to Taco Bell and Monster. Taco Bell, you got the best breakfast ever in the world. I love it. And Monster, you are the best. Please sponsor me. But, okay, let's get into Game of Thrones though. This show, this season, this episode, very divisive. Now, I have to say, kind of same as episode 3, I love the shots. I love the look, the directing of it. And Alex, stop making that face. But, same thing for me, though. When it came to the writing, man, the writing has gone way downhill. And, you know, like, I'm not talking about, like, storyline-wise or plot-wise. I could see why they're doing it because they only had 6 episodes to do it, to finish it and everything like that. But they took the characters in a weird direction. Like, some of the characters are doing things that these characters would not have done because they didn't set the characters up this way. You did 8 seasons to set up these characters, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these characters are doing weird, different things. Unexplainable, almost.
Dude.
But the action shots and everything, this, you know, the storyline-wise, beautiful, I have to say. So, the director, because this is the same guy who did, he did one of the past battles, which was an amazing battle. I forget which one it is, but yeah. And I've been reading, I read a lot of people's, like, posts last night, and so half of everyone loved it, but I think those are the people who are just like watching it just to watch it and not really like invested into the characters and stuff like that. And then half of everyone else who are kind of invested in the show hated the episode, right? I found out why, and here's why. The writers of the show, D&D, are the same mofos that did freaking Wolverine's origin. That abomination of a movie. They're the same mofos. I can't believe it. I can't believe I didn't realize it to begin with, tell the truth. But man, I don't know. But I don't know. That was like my spiel and thoughts of the episode. Alex, your thoughts?
So going back to what you were talking about when it comes to the character writing and how they kind of are portraying them in a way where we didn't really see them going. Because in one episode, to take it kind of down the list, you got Grey Worm getting corrupt, you got Daenerys going crazy, you got... Honestly, Jon's just being himself. Nothing's really changed about him.
Well, no, but that's the thing, though. Like, in all other episodes, Jon did something. I feel like for the whole 5 episodes of this season, Jon hasn't done a damn thing but stand around and look around.
See, that may change after this and after what happened.
Well, he has to. The thing is,
now-
he has
yeah,
to do
he has to.
something. Because if he doesn't do anything, I'm gonna be mad. Because I've been a Jon Snow fan and been standing behind that dude for the last 7 seasons. For him to come to this 8th season and not do anything.
So like what I was saying too, and they already killed off Varys. Like, I mean, I thought he was gonna at least get his reckoning with what is it, the Light God, because he essentially had a path to go, and they kind of cut that short. And then you got Arya, who is now kind of showing her true colors. She's not the badass she was. She got like kind of pretty scared this episode, and that was kind of out of character.
It is, but like, you know what though? I felt like she needed that. Like, Arya,
to show her that she was getting too cocky.
Yeah, Arya is one of those characters where I didn't think they really messed up on. I was fine with what they did with Arya, just only because they've been building her to such a strong character this season only. Like, other seasons, yeah, she is strong, but she had to struggle to be strong, right? This season,
Hmm.
it felt like she had powers at the tip of her fingers that just came out of nowhere. Which, I mean, I could kind of see because that's like it shows like, okay, that's what her training was for. That's where the training came into
Hmm.
play. But yeah, this episode I felt like they showed that she's still human because like
Yeah.
it took words from the Hound to make her realize, oh, I don't need to die, which was a little
Hmm.
weird because I feel like I don't know if they earned that talk like that, like for him just to say that and her to feel
They,
that. Like I don't know if they earned that scene, but I mean, I could look over that and be like, all right, I'm cool with that. That's cool. That's one of the ones I'm like,
it,
okay, I don't mind. But I had to do that so many times that I felt like,
yeah.
I felt like I had to do that so many times, and then I don't know, I don't know.
I I felt like it would have gone a little better had, she said no to leaving, and then like right before the whole building collapses, he like threw her off the stairs,
Or
kind of
something,
like
yeah.
sacrificing
Hmm.
himself, because that talk was a little too like, I
Perfectly
know
placed,
you understand
almost.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was uh too perfect for the world of Game of Thrones. When something happens too perfectly in the show Game of Thrones, it's out of place because
Hmm.
we've been used to 7 seasons of it like never ever being perfect, and that's what made the show so good. Was just like how are these
Seven.
people? Well, I mean, eight seasons now, but seven,
Mhm.
seven past episodes. Or not
Yeah.
episodes, but seven past
So
seasons. But yeah, like like things never happen that perfectly.
yeah, it took essentially 7 seasons of thinking it's going to go one way and then going a complete opposite way, and then all of a sudden, I like the saying, it was a little too campy, a little
Hmm.
too
Well,
monologue-y,
well, no, like
too.
the thing is, I didn't mind the saying. I just didn't think they earned it. Like they needed more
Yeah.
time. If they had more time together, like I could see that. I could have seen that happening if they spent more time together.
Hmm.
But it just happened so quick.
Yeah, I hate when they do that, but yeah, it's honestly, things went a little crazy. I didn't really know what they were gonna go for with that little girl and the mom. I expected a little more from that. But I mean, I do understand that they try to go for like the feels of like innocent people dying. I'm not sure what they really tried to get from that though.
Well, the mom and the daughter was more of a you know how they always place just some most of the times they'll place a main character on the grounds to show you the point of view of what's happening on ground.
Hmm.
And that was kind of Arya towards the end, but before that they used the visual of the mom and the daughter. I mean, I could see, I kind of knew what they're doing with that, but yeah, it's a little bit weird. But let's I would say let's go through the stuff we liked first, and then we'll just go
Hmm.
in deep and dig into what kind of disappointed me with the episode.
Hmm.
But from what I like, the visuals, like the dragon just going in on the ships, and burning the city, and then one of my favorite shots of the night was seeing Jon Snow, Grey Worm, and Davos walking into the castle with their men behind them. It was almost like a music video, kind of like a gangster music video or something. They were coming in there
Hmm.
so hard, just like we don't care who's in front of us, we're just walking in, dude. Like a pretty cool shot. I'll give them that. And then I also like the dialogue that Tyrion had with Jaime when Tyrion was breaking Jaime out of capture. It
Hmm.
was meaningful, which was one of the better scenes in the whole episodes because I felt like that scene was thought out a little bit more. And then in the Clegane Bowl, as much as I would have rather seen the Hound fight his brother when his brother was still alive, for what
Hmm.
they had to work with, though, I thought was pretty cool. Like seeing the Hound almost getting his eyes popped out of his head, but coming back with the knife straight to the head. I mean, you couldn't really do much better with what you had to do like what they had to do it with. So those are my
Yeah.
favorite parts and the good parts of the episode.
Hmm. I gotta say, I liked how the episode played out. Um, it would have fit a little more. What's the word? The most emotion out of it had she done what she did with the boats the first time around when they had the scorpions.
Hmm.
I'm not really
Well,
sure what happened because they felt like they were really
nerfed,
dangerous, and now all
and then
yeah,
then
now
they
all of
got
a sudden
nerfed.
they're just like
Yeah, but
they got it.
save
They got
that
a game
for
update.
yeah, save that for later
Yeah.
because
So,
that's
but
kind of
still,
one of mine's also.
yeah. But like that, yeah, I love seeing just the dragon do damage because this whole season and all the earlier seasons, you never really got to see how much damage the dragons can really do. And
Hmm.
just for like 30 or so minutes, you just saw a dragon destroy an entire main city, which
Yep,
was pretty satisfying.
and with
Um,
just one too, one dragon.
mhm. And also, I gotta say, huge props for giving me the satisfaction of finally seeing Cersei's stupid freaking smirk slowly turn into a cry. I hated that smirk so much. I really, really did. I just wanted to see her get what she deserved. And also, I really expected my whole theory on Arya coming in as um her like right hand man and then assassinating her because
Dude,
he left for a little bit and then
I
came
was waiting,
back.
dude. I was waiting for that too. I was like, yo,
Seriously.
I was like, she's gonna play the game of faces for sure. I was kind
Hmm.
of disappointed that that didn't happen.
Man, when he left, when he was there, and then the next scene he was gone, I was like, hold it. I was like, I put my hand on a list. I'm like, hold up. Is they really going to do this? Are they going to do this for sure? I
like,
was so excited.
if we didn't see that scene, or even if we did see the scene of the Hound giving saying that stuff to Arya for her to leave, like it would have been tight if as soon as the Hound shows up in front of the steps in front of Cersei and the Mountain and Qyburn, if
Hmm.
when Cersei says stay by my side, you have to stay by my side, and then it pans to Qyburn and Qyburn takes off his face and it's Arya. That would have
Hmm.
been so amazing, but didn't
Hmm.
happen.
Because then the Hound would have still had his fight. Everything
Yeah.
would have been
Hmm.
satisfying,
Yeah.
and I would have just been a little more happy with the scene had it been like Jamie walking in and then seeing her dead on the stairs, and then like because he's already stabbed in
Yeah,
the
he's already
side, he's
dying. He's
gonna
already
die.
dying.
So it would have been more satisfying instead of them getting the satisfaction of dying together
I know, man.
that he saw her dead and then he died right next to her without her knowing, and with him just like because I didn't really get much out of the whole they actually had feelings for each other because they were separated almost the entire show.
And there was hate, like
Hmm.
in the beginning of no, okay, at the end of last season and in the beginning of this season there was hate.
Hmm.
Cersei basically put a like death
A hit out
wish,
for him.
yeah, a hit out on Jamie, and Jamie's like, playing like there was no more love between him and his sister. But I don't know, it was weird. Yeah, and it was so okay. Before we go any further, was that all the good stuff that you had?
Let's see.
Because I mean, like we could go straight into the bad stuff because it starts with Cersei's death.
Well, I was a little like the standoff between the Unsullied and the Red Army, but it was just I didn't think there were that many Unsullied left.
Okay, so dude, let's just go straight into the bad
Yeah,
stuff.
let's just go with the.
So that was the stuff that we liked about the episode. Now, I mean, if you guys are starting to get annoyed with our ranting and hate of stuff, you can, you know, you can leave now, but please hit the subscribe, hit the like. But here we are at what this is what made the show kind of divisive, or the episode itself divisive. And I think this is why everyone kind of is on, two sides. And I posted something late, super late last night on Facebook saying that I feel like Game of Thrones is turning into Star Wars: The Last Jedi, because basically that's kind of what it is. Where Star Wars a writer, which I mean you got to say that's George R. R. Martin, and then in the midst of it, they switched writers, and which turned into D&D, which is the writers of Wolverine Origins. And it's kind of the same thing with Star Wars. You started with J.J. Abrams, and then it went to Rian Johnson. And so I feel like it's parallel. That's why The Last Jedi. Some people liked it just because they're not into the lore of everything. Whereas the people like me who are into the lore of Star Wars were just like, what did they just do to our characters? That character isn't supposed to be like that. That character isn't supposed to be like that, and you just like threw storylines away. I felt like they kind of did the same thing with Game of Thrones. Now they took characters and threw them out the window. And then so wait, where were you at the okay, Grey Worm and the Red Army, or Grey Worm,
Unsullied, or the Gold Army.
yeah. So the Unsullied and the Golden Army. Well, here's the thing. Okay, they built up 7 seasons talking highly of the Golden Army, highly. Like these are supposed to be expert army, like untouchable army. How long did they stand there? Like what, a couple of minutes? And then boom, they're out the window, they're gone, like they're done. Like, okay, that was the great army. And I felt like they kind of did the same thing with the White Walkers. They built up 7 seasons of the White Walkers being so dangerous to have them just. At least the White Walkers had a whole episode, though. They fought for a whole episode. The Golden Army fought for a couple of minutes of episode 5. Oh my god, dude! I don't know, man.
It was really anticlimactic because I mean I was expecting a huge battle, or at least like some kind of clever tactic to come from them to like get behind the lines or something. Not just they legit just took them over with no problem.
Like
there was no.
I would have liked to see like a run together kind of like Wall of Death battle before Drogon came in with Dany and kind of blew the front gates open, right? Like if they had started with just them, the two forces running towards each other to fight, and then have a couple of minutes of fighting, and then have Drogon blow up the front door, I would have been fine with it, because then at least you could see like, okay, then this army is kind of badass. But you tell us that this army is badass, but then we never even get to see how badass this army is. They're just done. And yeah, and you're right, dude. Like, it looked like there was way too many Unsullies and way too many Dothrakis, when we thought, like, dude, more than half of them was decimated in, the Winterfell, or not, the Winterfell battle.
Like, with the whole thing, I expected like maybe just one little block of them, and then all of a sudden they're just like, there's no way we can do this. With that, I totally would have been in there like, I think we got a pretty good shot.
Yeah. And okay, and then let me I'm gonna try to go in order of the stuff that I want to talk about. And then if you want to interject anywhere, that's fine, just interject. But here's I'm gonna go with the characters I feel like they messed up. Tyrion. He is supposed to be a smart character. He's built up to be a smart character. He's been doing nothing this whole season but being a dumbass and a traitor. Like, he betrayed, what's his name? The Various. Um,
Various.
he betrayed Various like super quick, whereas Various at
Is
one
it
point saved
Varys?
Tyrion's life, and like
I think it's
no, it's
I think it's
Various.
Varys without the Y,
Well,
or is it Various or Varys?
I mean, it's almost the same thing, almost. So we'll
Yeah.
just go with Various or Varys, whatever you want to call it, Varys. Um, but like they were supposed to be friends, like with trust and logic between the two, But for Tyrion just
Hmm.
to like save his own butt to betray Varys, I feel like it's very uncharacteristic of Tyrion. Like I didn't even see where that came from. Like I'm just like, what? You're really gonna rat out your homie like that? Like when he holds like that kind of title of people kind of close to his heart because he's a smart man. I don't know.
Hmm. He let his emotions take over, which was something you thought he would have been over with this whole time.
Hmm. Any other
It's just strange.
any other
So
thoughts?
that yeah, that is one of the ones that I was thinking of where they kind of just threw all the character arc out of the window.
Hmm.
Um, honestly, I, I thought that something would have happened before they went into battle. Don't you think they would have noticed that Jamie was gone and something would have happened?
Yeah,
'Cause-
but the thing with that though, I mean, I could overlook that because there's a lot of things happening. That's like small fries. Like, but yeah, I mean, I
mm,
kind of I kind of thought that too. I was like, dude, why, like, did no one think of going back to check on their prisoner?
mm,
Which is weird.
or just letting somebody know.
Hmm. Okay, so with that, we could even go straight into Jamie then. Like Jamie's character, they built Jamie's character to have a kind of redemption story too, which he doesn't really get to have a redemption story. And because he's going back to Cersei's, why did they do the storyline between him and Brienne? Like they could have just left that all out and gave more time to other stories, like building up the story of the Hound and Arya, so that their scene could have meant a little bit more.
Hmm.
Because for Jamie just to go back, because Jamie could have just showed up, be like, "Hey, I'm here just to fight. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna bend the knee to you, but I'm here to help you fight. The White Walkers." And then he could have gone back, and everyone would have been fine with that. But to give him kind of like an almost a redemption arc, and then not follow through with it was weird to me. I don't know. Like I just did not
Hmm.
understand it. Like I was ready to be like, okay, Jamie's cool, but by the end of the episode, I was like, well, that story was a waste, and Jamie's still a douche. Like I'm happy that
Oh yeah.
Euron stabbed him in both of his sides. Even that scene was weird because for Euron to show up out of nowhere at the
How
same
did
time that
he even? How did he even know that that place was there?
exactly, dude, it was so weird. But you know what? Like, it's the timing is weird, but I could let that go too. But the I don't know, man. The
It's
fights
crazy,
the
isn't it?
fight scene was a little bit unbelievable because you're talking about Jamie. He's supposed to be the
Hmm.
Kingslayer. He survived fighting the living dead, and he is like he's overpowered by an overrated pirate. you know, like
Seriously.
a level B Pirate of the Caribbean's player. Like how is that even possible? Because they didn't even build Euron. Like they didn't build Euron to be the strong, you know, good fighter to begin with. So how is he overpowering Jamie? I don't know. It's just
Seriously.
strange.
It it wasn't even the fact that you know, it was gonna be that much of a difference, but even with just one hand, he's still one of the best fighters.
Yeah, I mean he took on a bunch of White Walkers, and
Hmm.
he's the Kingslayer. Like he's supposed to be one of the most like talented fighting person in the realm, and for him to be kind of overtaken by a pirate, it was just weird. And but even with that also, I don't believe that Euron would have came back. Like, why would he? He. They built that character to be like, if something doesn't work here, he's the type to run away and survive to live another day. I can't take that just because just because he thinks that he has a child with Cersei that he would come back. You know, like I feel like he would still run away to live another day. You know,
Honestly, it feels like he would have been the person to have left and had the enjoyment of just knowing that Jamie would have had his son, not his.
exactly. And because they built him as that type of character too, because in the beginning he was almost ready to bend the knee to Daenerys. It was like, yeah, you know, whoever pays me more, like, and then it was like, or whoever he thought that was gonna win the war, he was gonna back that person up, you know. So for him to like all of a sudden be like, oh, you know, stake my life with Cersei is kind of weird, but. And so then that's Jamie. Let's cut to, you know what? Let's cut to Cersei's.
I expected more.
I
Seriously.
did too, because she is the type of person who's supposed to be smarter than that. I didn't. I don't think like she would be the person to just stand there and think that her army's gonna win and think that, oh, something's gonna happen to save me. I would have thought like as soon as she seen the dragon blow up the front of her realm, she would have been like, yo, get a boat ready. Let's go to one of our other castles that we owned and wait to see what happens, and we'll come back for revenge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What did she wait that long?
Exactly. Like I don't think she would have been that type of person, considering the way she was built for 7 seasons. Like 7 seasons, she's been a thinker. She's been smarter, and sometimes smarter than all of her brothers put together. Like, you know, she's supposed to be more evil than that. She was built like that's why I thought she was a great villain, because they built her to be a smart, evil character. But
she's evil, convoluted, she's smarter, she's all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, once again, they cut down the character arc to show her their weakness. Not everybody had to have a weakness in this one episode.
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then her death too was really unsatisfying, because you know for a fact everybody was waiting for her to be killed by somebody, not by falling bricks.
Yep.
The death of Cersei goes to falling bricks.
Definitely. I just
I would
it's slowly.
I would even took this. Check this out. If Jamie shows up, and then all of a sudden while he's helping her towards the tunnel, he just like shank, and be like, I'm killing you out of love, not out of hate. Like, I love you so much, and I see the evil that you've been doing, and I want it to stop, and I want to remember you for what you were, not what you are now. If they did the scene like that, that would have been powerful. But for her, for them to just embrace each other and die from falling bricks, I don't know. And here's the other part too: we don't know if she's actually really dead.
See, that's what I was talking to you about yesterday. They never really show, unless they show it, just like they were trying to scare us with Arya on the ground with all the blood and all that stuff. And then she's there again. They don't show it. You can never really know. And plus, I also heard that there's supposed to be a spin-off show. So,
well, no, the spin-off shows are prequels, I want to say, unless said otherwise. I even heard rumors that there might be like a Wildling Tormund show, but that might just be rumors. But
I'm the one that told you that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know, but no, but after you told me that, I also read it also, but like I really don't think that's gonna happen. But it wasn't like sources that were credible. It was just like people's blogs.
It would have made a good show, like a Tormund.
I mean, it still would make a good show. But yeah, the main writers and HBO have came out and said that they want to do a prequel show because there's books for it already, so they could follow an actual writing instead of doing something like this again. Which I don't know how well those shows will do after the fallout of what's going to happen next episode, or depending on what happens on next episode. Because I feel like a lot of people who's been watching is gonna hate watch the last episode, and then like there's gonna be hell to pay after, depending on what they do. Though I mean, they can still bring it around. I don't know, but I have low hopes because of everything I've seen already up to this point.
Yeah.
It's basically starting to turn into The Sopranos, like a good show from beginning until the last episode, and the last episode just killed the whole show for everybody.
It's turning into a Sopranos. It's turning into a what's that show? Breaking Bad. It's turning into
no. I
Breaking
liked
Bad
it.
was pretty
I
good.
liked the ending of Breaking Bad. I don't know.
I was trying to say Dexter. It's
Dexter.
turning
Yeah,
into
Dexter for sure. But yeah, Breaking Bad is one of the shows I still hold up there. The ending was good, and I was about to put Game of Thrones above Breaking Bad, but depending on the last episode that's coming up next week, it might fall under Breaking Bad, or it might stay above Breaking Bad. I don't know yet, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
Or it just turns into just a straight out Sopranos blackout.
I hope not. But yeah, so we don't really know if Cersei's really dead. I mean, we're all thinking that she's dead, but they've done it before where they brought people back to life. They brought Jon Snow back to life, and Arya back to life. And there's so many so many things can happen, but we're all thinking that she's dead. And if it is that if it is that she's dead, then it's a very disappointing death.
And also, they kind of threw it out there with just that one horse chilling.
What, the horse
at
of
the
death
end with Arya? Yeah.
Because
was that?
Well,
I thought that was...
well, no, because if you don't know, but in mythology, white horses usually symbolizes death, because death rides in on a pale horse, which is a white horse. But
essentially Arya is trying to be
but also in other mythologies, a white horse symbolizes hope or a hero or something, because they always ride in on a white horse, right? But I don't know.
So yeah,
you never know. You can take it either way.
You heard it here first, guys. White horses, they can be anything.
But I mean, mainly, it's so supposed to symbolize death. The hero stuff, I think, is later because books were written, and then it started correlating with heroes and stuff. But it mainly symbolizes death.
All in all,
but
I wanted to just see, there was destruction, but I wanted to see more convoluted action.
I wanted a bit more story and more explanation, but I mean, I'll take it for what it is for right now. Because the thing is, I give the directing and the shots and the cinematography like a 9 out of 10. Storyline and character is like a 4 out of 10 for me. But let's go into the main thing.
Also, just real quick,
okay,
just one real thing. Daenerys, you could have done everything you were trying to do by just blowing up that main tower. That main tower.
Well, I mean, I was getting to her anyways. The main thing is Daenerys, Dany. Now, here's the thing. Everyone thinks like, oh, they're already building her to become mad. No. They've only been starting to do that for the last 3 episodes. Because before that, she seemed fine. And then the last 3 episodes, they were trying to do little things to show like, oh, that she's starting to be mad. But I don't think it was big enough to make it to that point to where she get that crazy, right?
Yeah,
because
like I was saying, it looked like Sunday was like that last straw that broke.
Yeah, or it's supposed to be the last straw. But even still, though, like, in her past, yes, she's murdered many people, but the people she's murdered, they they had it coming. You know, they were slave owners, they were tyrants and things like that, and murderers and stuff like that. So you know, they deserved it. Or you know, they were enemy people who didn't bend the knee, but she gave them the chance to bend the knee. Right? She's never gone in and just killed you know, thousands and thousands of innocent people. She's never done that, and they're building her up to become that person. But I felt like they did it too fast. I mean, 3 episodes. I mean, come on. And if you, the thing is, if you do it in 3 episodes, make it major. You know, not these small little things. You know, make it like big. Like I felt like the only big thing that they did was kill Masunde, and you know that was like you know the episodes before she goes crazy. Like I don't know. I don't know if it earned her going crazy, but I just felt like her going crazy was too fast. And you're right. But here's the other. You're right. She could have just won the war just by taking out the tower. But here's the other part too. Because we see her take out the whole fleet and the castle with just one dragon. As soon as they had killed the second to last dragon, she should have done that from the beginning. She should have just burnt down that whole crew of ships in the sea, like right there and then, just to show, like, you know, Cersei, like, look, your ships don't scare me, and then maybe Cersei would have surrendered, you know, there, but nope. I mean, and then she goes in and burns the whole city. But yeah, you're right. She could have just, instead of burning the whole city, she started off burning off the fleet first, and then she burnt the front of the castle to let her army in. She could have just went straight to the tower, just burnt the tower. Boom. War is won. Like, you know, it made no sense for her to go in and just do a whole mass murder of everyone there. Even if it somehow, like, puts fear in everybody, but that's not in her character. You didn't build her character up for seven seasons to be like that. It came out of nowhere, and it felt a little weird.
It definitely did.
But yeah, anything else, dude? I don't know. Did we miss anything? Did we miss anything?
Honestly, not really, because there wasn't that much going on except for exactly what they showed. There wasn't any, like, underlying pretenses of, like, something sneaky or anything. It was just... It was what it was, and they have one episode to pretty much deal with all of it, make everything satisfying, keep going down that rabbit hole, and just turn it into one of those obscure shows that was good at the beginning and then slowly died off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, and it's crazy because I've told so many people that the show is great, but it's just going in the wrong direction. But and the other part too is if you watched our podcast, I said, like, I read some spoilers and stuff. 75% of it came true, and some of it was fake. But if 75% is true, I feel like some of the stuff more that I read is gonna happen in the next episode. And if it's gonna happen in the next episode, I feel like it's gonna be like a Dexter. Like, it's gonna be like the show Dexter. So I don't know. It's gonna be crazy, but I think we kind of went over everything, our thoughts and our feelings. Like I said, I gave the directing a 9 out of 10. Storyline and writing, I give a 4 out of 10. I just feel like they're just rushing it, and by rushing it, it makes it weird because it changes the characters too quickly, and it just comes out of left field, and you're just like, well, that's not my characters. You know, that's not the characters that I'm used to. Like, what are you guys doing? So we'll see what happens in the conclusion on next week's episode. I kind of want to do a live. I don't know if you're up for it, but if you're not, I might just do it myself. I want to do a live review of the last episode next week. So
I mean, we'll see what's up, but I mean, I'm down.
Yeah, I'll hit you up because the thing is, I think I get to see the show a little bit later than you. So, like, by the time I finish watching it, it'll probably be like 7 or 8. So if you're down,
Mhm.
I'll hit you up, and we might do a live.
Because when you're usually done is when like I've already watched it. So
Yeah, exactly.
well,
So I'll hit you up and see where you're at, and then we'll. So we might do a live review of the last episode special.
yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
So keep an eye out for that. Anything
Hmm.
else before we exit out, Alex?
Uh, let's see. They. I'm hoping that all of this is just going to turn into like a very satisfying last episode, and then all of it is just going to get wiped away and still be the best show.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm hoping for, but that's still just a hope and a pray for, but we'll never know. And, make sure you guys come check it out with us if you want to watch the live show. If not, come check it out after. If you hate us complaining,
Let us know. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep on doing what we're doing. Um, yeah, I want the show to be like Avengers Endgame. I don't want it to end up being like Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
hmm
But with that said, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Please tell your friends. We're still doing more stuff. Check out our podcast. Check out our live
hmm
stream. And until next episode, love you, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.
see you guys next time.